I wish I could be a fish. I'd swim all day long and all night too. I'd play all the time and never feel blue. Oh, I wish, how I wish I could be any kind of fish. My aquarium would be a beautiful sea. I'd look out at people who look in at me, and someone would always take good care of me. If I were a fish, how I'd swish. Oh, I wish a fish, a fish, a fish.
Looking for the ideal pet? Then what you want are tropical fish. What do you have to know to raise happy, healthy fish? Well, the rules are simple and the care easy. Why don't we join Nancy and her grandfather on a trip to their local aquarium?
Gee, Grandpa, this is a great idea, coming to the big aquarium before I start my own. Oh, here comes the bus now.
I go to the aquarium every time I get the chance, Nancy. Did you bring your notebook?
Sure. I already have some things written down from what I saw in your aquarium.
I think you'll find every aquarium a little different. I guess that's one of the things that makes them so popular. Let's hear what you have on your list so far.
A tank like yours? Well, maybe not as big as yours to start.
That's right, Nancy. My first tank was a 5-gallon size. That's big enough to start. But you do need a tank. A bowl doesn't hold enough water or have enough water surface for tropical fish.
I'm going to get an air pump, too. Then I'll be sure my fish are getting enough oxygen.
You don't have to have a pump if your water surface is large enough or if you have a filter. But with the air pump or filter, you know your fish are getting enough oxygen.
Do I need a heater, Grandpa? I know you have one, but you said I don't need everything you have.
No, you don't need everything I have in my tank, dear. Your best guide when you're starting an aquarium is to try to duplicate the natural environment of the fish. That means the place they've been used to.
But if most tropical fish come from South America originally, their environment would be warm water, wouldn't it?
That's right. Water temperature should be kept between 70 and 80 degrees. 75 degrees is best for most fish.
Then I should have a heater, shouldn't I?
I think it's a good idea, especially in the winter. You set your heater for 75 degrees and it goes on automatically when the water temperature falls below that. I'd add an aquarium thermometer to your list, too. Then you can check the temperature easily.
A heater and a thermometer.
Don't forget to put some decorations in your tank. A fish tank is like a big, empty room. You have to furnish it. Turn it into a nice place for your fish to live.
How about gravel and plants?
Good.
I haven't decided what color gravel to use.
Well, you can use as many different colors as you want. The important thing is to get enough gravel to cover the bottom of the tank 1 inch.
How much gravel would that be?
Well, figure about 1.5 pounds for every gallon of water your tank holds. A 10-gallon tank should have about 15 pounds of gravel. Make sure it's clean before you put it in the tank. Run water over it until the water runs clear.
How about plants? You have live ones in your aquarium, but my friend Barbara has plastic plants in hers.
Plastic plants are fine. They don't have to be thinned out and they don't need light. The thing to remember is, although they take less care, they don't add oxygen to the water like real plants do. And even though fish live in water, they need air, too. I always use a filter. It's the easiest way to keep the tank clean, and it also adds oxygen to the water. The air pump operates the filter.
How does it work, Grandpa?
The filter cleans the water by passing it through glass wool. That strains out the dirt. Then the water's returned to the tank. The filters are designed to work continuously, cleaning and returning the water in a steady stream.
Does an aquarium cost a lot?
The basic equipment isn't expensive.
But how about the fish? I read about one tropical fish from South America that cost $250.
Some of the rare ones are even more expensive. But most of us amateurs stick to the more commercial variety bred in this country. You can buy a guppy for $1.
My friend Barbara said her guppies cost $5.
Some of the super varieties, the ones with the long, flowing fins and the bright colors, they cost that much, or more. There's one other thing you do need for your tank. That's a net. Whenever you want to take your fish out, you must always use a net. Never use your hands.
Why?
Well, your fingers rub off the protective film a fish is covered with. That film protects him from disease.
There's so much to remember.
No, not really. If you just keep in mind one thing, and that is to keep your tank as nearly like the fish's natural environment as possible.
I see.
14th Street Aquarium, change for crosstown.
Say, here's our stop. Look, there's the aquarium right across the street.
Here we are, Nancy.
Gosh, I never knew there were so many different kinds of fish.
Let's see where the tropical fish are.
There's a lady at the desk over there. I'll ask her. Excuse me, miss. Could you tell me where the tropical fish are?
Which ones do you want, young lady? The live bearers or egg layers?
Are they both tropical fish?
That's right. There are 2 kinds of tropical fish, live bearers and egg layers. Live bearers give birth to fish that are able to swim and take care of themselves. The live bearers are in the 3rd section, and the egg layers are in the 4th.
Thank you.
You can follow me if you like. I'm going to the 3rd section.
They're over here, Grandpa.
Say, it looks like we're back to our friend the guppy.
Such a funny name, Guppy. I wonder where that name came from.
So many people have asked that I'm putting this card here by their tank. It says Guppy, named in honor of the Reverend Robert John Guppy, an American minister. He caught a pygmy fish a century ago from the island of Trinidad in the Caribbean. He sent the fish to the British Museum, and it was named Guppy after him.
Are all those fish in the tank guppies? They look so different.
Well, that's characteristic of guppies. Each one has different colors on it. Red, blue, green, and yellow.
You know, I think I will get some guppies for my aquarium. They're fun to watch.
I know you'll enjoy them. Well, excuse me now. I have to get back to the desk.
Look at these, Grandpa. They're called the platy or moonfish. And look at the colors they come in.
Do you see that one with the black fins? That's called a wag-tailed platy.
Can you put platies and guppies in the same tank together?
Oh, yes. The platies and guppies are community fish. That means they can live happily together in the same tank.
How about these blackfish? What are they?
Those are mollies. And as you can see, they live in the community, too.
Oh, look at those fish over there. Some of them look like they're glowing. The tetras, including the black tetra, the glow-like tetra, the head and tail tetra, and the neon tetra.
Say, here's a little fella you ought to have in your tank.
What kind is he? Oh, I see. Tropical catfish. So many different kinds of fish I never heard of.
Well, that's one you don't want to forget. A catfish or two will keep the bottom of your tank nice and clean. They're regular little housekeepers, the way they swim along the bottom of the tank and eat the food the other fish have missed. Come on over here, Nancy. They're feeding these fish. Shall we watch?
Oh, yes. Boy, look at them go. I wonder how often they feed them.
Probably once a day. It's all right to feed them twice, but you should only feed fish as much food as they can finish in about 2 or 3 minutes.
You mean you can give fish too much food?
Mm-hmm. You have to be careful not to overfeed them.
Look at this. It looks like a nest of bubbles.
Well, that's just what it is. Some egg layers build bubble nests. The father fish is swimming under the nest. If an egg falls loose, he takes it in his mouth and blows it right back into the nest.
I think I'd better stick to the live bearers to start, since I'll only have one tank.
That'll be fine.
Can I buy my things on the way home, Grandpa?
Well, we could buy the tank and the things for your aquarium, but the fish will have to wait until tomorrow.
Why? Can't we get everything today?
No, you've got to fill your tank the day before you put your fish in it. The water has to stand for a day so that all the chlorine disappears from the water.
I see. I can get the fish's new house ready today, so they can move in tomorrow.
That's a good way to look at it.
Grandpa, how will I get the fish home from the pet store?
Most pet shops put your fish in a plastic bag. When you get them home, take the plastic bag with your fish inside and float it in the tank for about an hour. That way you'll adjust the temperature of the water in the bag to the water in the tank.
Can't I just dump them in?
No, my way is better for them. The abrupt temperature change could be harmful.
Oh, Grandpa, can we go right now to buy my tank? I can hardly wait.
All right, Nancy, let's get you started with your own aquarium.
I wish I could be a fish. I'd swim all day long